Hi guys, I hope you are doing well. So in this tutorial we are going to learn the concept of human in loop and how human in loop work in LangGraph. This is a minimal tutorial and you will get the concept of a command and interrupt in LangGraph. Okay, and we will also learn about this tool decorator from LangGraph types. So this code is the same and that we discussed in previous tutorial. We used in memory saver, which is a short-term memory, and before we have already learned about table search for real-time search. Okay, and these are concepts are already clear. These are the markers being used for graph start and typed for the state and add messages to basically to add the messages in a list as a reducer. And yeah, tools condition are you are already familiar with. This is a built-in classes that I have already explained in previous tutorial. So what new thing we are going to learn in this tutorial? Interrupt and command, these two things in LangGraph. That's why we use these. So these are being used for human in loop. So we just imported this command and interrupt, and then we have initialized Chatbot LLM. We are at this time we are going to use GPT 4.1. It is with amazing reasoning capabilities and also very fast. The context window, I guess the GPT 4.1 has around 200k tokens. And here we have initialized our short-term memory, and then this is our state that you are already familiar with. That is basically all the messages will be appended to the state instead of replacing them. Here graph builder, we are using just state graph class from LangGraph, and we just passed it state. So yeah, state graph now will be serving this whole state with all the user messages. Okay, and here we have human in loop, which is the main thing that we are going to learn. Here we have just defined the node for human in loop, and we have basically used this decorator so that it will represent that this thing is a tool. We are going to use this as a tool inside LangGraph. It will help us to trace this thing in LangSmith for ease. And then in human assistance, what we are basically doing. So Chatbot, here basically let me tell you this concept more in depth. So let's suppose we have AI, okay, and we asked something from our AI or Chatbot. Let's suppose we asked how to develop AI or LangGraph agent. Okay, LangGraph, sorry for my writing and mistakes. LangGraph agent. So now here, let's suppose if this our Chatbot don't know that what the response of this query should be. So what it will do, it will interrupt. It will interrupt using interrupt command, and then after interrupting, it will query the user or human in loop. It will query, and it will query to whom? The human in loop that will be in the loop to assist the AI for further responses, that how to behave customers. So once interrupt occur, it will query to the human in loop. It can be anyone else who is in loop. Okay, once interrupt occurred, it will query to that human which is in loop, and it will tell them that someone is asking about developing AI agents. So once it will query, then human will receive that query. Okay, and human will receive that query, and human then will provide more data to AI to assist the user, more data, and then that data will be provided back to the AI. Okay, and this data will be provided back to the AI that how to assist this query further. Okay, so once someone came and asked AI about how to develop LangGraph agents, and let's suppose this AI don't know about this, so it just interrupted that call, and then it query to the human in loop, and then human provided more data to the AI, so that how to assist the user further. Okay, so this is how this will work. So if I come over here, so this will work in this way. Okay, and let me further give you concept. So what we are basically doing here, so here this is our human in loop tool. Okay, and here this tool will be used by our chatbot or our AI agent to request an assistance from human. Okay, and it will create a query, and that query will be passed to AI to human, and then human will further then provide more data that how to assist that user, and then this data will be provided back to the chatbot, that this is data being provided by human, and you can now further assist the user about their input or their query. Okay, so yeah, so this is the concept of human in loop, and further how it will work, this is the same. We have one more tool, real-time search, for which we are using Tabule, Max Results 2, and then we are just combining these tools in a list. One we have real-time search, and second tool we have human assistance, and then we are just binding these tools with LLM, so that LLM will be bound with these tools, and LLM will be using that tools. Okay, LLM dot bind tools, and we just passed our tools here. Okay, and now further here what we are doing, so be with me, I will try to explain you in detail. So here we have explained, we have basically created a node, a chatbot. We have passed it as state. Okay, a state that we have defined above. Okay, let me show you. Yep, so yeah, so the state that we have passed, let me just disable this, and let me show you the state, what state we are basically using here. So yeah, here class state and graph builder state. So this state class basically we are passing to the chatbot to utilize and use it to append all the messages in a state, and then that state will be served by our state graph. Okay, or our LangGraph agent. And here what we are basically using, because we will be interrupting during tool execution, so we disable the parallel tool calling to avoid repeating any tool invocation. So what we are basically doing here, let me again give you more concept. So here we are not letting LLM to use all the tool calls frequently. We are just making it we are basically interrupting it to utilize all the LLM's calls. Okay, suddenly. So what we are basically doing, so because we will interrupt during tool execution, we will be interrupting, we disable parallel tool calling to avoid repeating tool invocations when we resume. Okay, further you will get this concept when I will give you demo. Okay, and then we have basically using graph.add node function, we have our created first node, then we have our second node. Okay, we are using this tool node, a built-in class, to basically bound these tools in this tool node, and then we created its node. So now we have one node this and second node this, so we have these two nodes, and after this we will start creating a graph. Okay, so here we have just what we have done, we have just created our simple graph configurations. Okay, so here we have conditions. Okay, either it will utilize chatbot for simple queries, if it needed it will use tool conditions or tools. Okay, then we have just start chatbot, from start it will be started from chatbot, and then there will be tools if needed chatbot will use, and then the result of tools will be provided back to the chatbot. Okay, and chatbot will further work on them, and then lastly chatbot to end. I will further explain you this in graph. Okay, and then we have check pointer we are using as a memory, so that it remembers the information. Okay, let me run this code. Yeah, and then you can visualize this. I'm going to run this and you can view this. Okay, so now we have here our start from chatbot. Okay, start to chatbot, and then we have chatbot will either call and marker, or if it needed it will call the tools, and then the result of tools will be provided back to the chatbot. So here we are going to run this, and this configuration I already explained you that why we are basically configuring input in this way, because we are using short-term memory. I am passing id 3. Okay, and here we will use a stream to basically stream the response token by token. And what is streaming? Basically predicting, showing or appearing the each token one by one, or each word one by one, you can assume. Role is user, and content whatever the input is. Okay, and stream mode is equals to values. Whatever the values will be, those values will be streamed on our terminal. And values could be human message, AI message. Yeah. And for event and events, okay, if message in event, then event message -1 print means we are just printing the messages on our terminal. Okay, so if I run this, so what I have said here, I need some expert guidance for building AI agent. Could you please request assist for me? I am running this. Now this AI human message is this, and now it analyzed that now I cannot respond this query, and as we have bound the human in assistance tool, so it tried to use that, and it has used that, and it has basically queried to the human that I need expert guidance for building AI and AI agent. So now AI is telling the human, which is in loop, that I need expert guidance for building AI agent. Now why it is asking to the human? Because once it will be having some data, it will be able to respond to the user that how to build AI agents. Okay, and further I will run this on LangGraph Studio. You will be able to get this very easily. For now, yeah, and now I am human is basically responding to this query. Okay, and then human is providing more data to the AI, so that AI can assist to the user about this query, that user needs expert guidance for building AI agent. So now human is providing here some data. We the experts are here. We would love to recommend you check out LangGraph to build your agent. It is much more. So now human is providing data to the AI, so that AI should recommend users about LangGraph to build your agent. So now I am running, and here we are using command. That the concept of command is basically providing data to the AI agent that was resumed. Okay, and now I am just running this, and yeah, these values are being streamed, okay, one by one. And yeah, the expert recommending checking out. Now this AI is telling to the human that the expert is recommending. Now you can see here, let me show. So yeah, so now is AI telling the experts recommending checking out the LangGraph for building AI agent. LangGraph is highlighted as being more reliable and accessible compared to simple. You can see this is how it is working. Simple autonomous agents. If you would like to, I can provide more information on LangGraph, including our documentation, examples, and everything, blah blah blah. So this is how it is going to work, and it interrupted once a human asked this. It did not provide a response. It then asked the human, which is in loop, that I need some information so that I can assist this human, which is the user. So then human in loop provided it information, and then it responded to the user that recommended checking the experts recommend checking out LangGraph for building AI agents. So further now I am going to run this on LangGraph Studio. I have basically loaded the environment variables. You will be needing a LangSmith API key in your .env, and you will be needing OpenAI API key. You will be needing tabular search, which is free. LangSmith is free. OpenAI is paid. And yeah, these are the API keys that you will be needing. I will provide you this notebook. You will be able to see the environment variables that you need. Okay, and yeah, I am going to run this langgraph.dev. This is the same code. Okay, there is an error because we are using in-memory store in LangGraph Studio. As I told you that in LangGraph Studio it is already built in, so we don't need to use this. In LangGraph Studio it is already built in, so you don't need to use it. Okay, and also you don't need to use this to input the agent like this, because on LangGraph UI everything is built in. So once you have main code, you just need to run this main code, this one. Okay, this is your main code. In LangGraph Studio you will just need to run this code. Okay, I have just run this code. I will provide you both the tutorial notebooks, the graph.py and notebook. Okay, and so you will be able to see the difference. Okay, because notebook cannot directly handle the LangGraph Studio. Yeah, so now we are here on LangGraph Studio and I am in thread, and yeah, so now let's use this and let's test it further. I am going to copy the same query. Okay, and let me copy this and come over here, and I am going to query it. I need some guidance. Okay, so now it will interrupt. Yeah, okay, you can see it used interrupt to basically get these information from user. It used interrupt. So now it has asked human, which is in loop, I need expert guidance for building an AI agent. Can you assist or connect me with someone who can help? Yes, we are going to provide you some information so that you can assist the user. So I am coming over here and I am going to copy this same. Yes, we the expert are. Okay, and I am going to provide it more information. Let me just adjust this. Sorry guys, I have flu, therefore yeah, and I am going to provide it more information. Now Chatbot has more information. Great news, the experts recommend using LangGraph for building your AI agent. LangGraph is known for being reliable and extensible compared to simple autonomous agents, making it a strong choice for if you would like to. I can blah blah blah. So this is how interrupt command work and human in loop work, so that human can provide more information to AI agent to assist the users. Okay, hi, what is AI? Just I want to invoke it. What is AI? Tell me in 2 lines. Let's see if for this query it asks the human in loop. Okay, so you can see for this query it didn't ask human in loop help, because this information it can handle itself. It has that information that what is AI. So for the queries which AI agent will think that for this I need some assistance from human, so then it will just interrupt that and it will query to the human, I need some information, and then for this query to assist the user, and then human will provide it more information, and then agent will then assist the user. So this is how human in loop work. This is very important concept for large scale applications and SaaS products. You can implement this human in loop concept in your SaaS applications. So whenever there are critical queries, it should be directed to the human rather than AI respond to them. And yeah, in next lesson we will learn some about prompting, and we will use this prompt hub, and we will create prompts here, and then we will use these prompts and pull these prompts into our code, and we will create here prompts, and then we will use those prompts as a system message for our AI chatbot. Okay, so this is our next lesson, and I will also guide you about the types of prompts like few short prompt, role based prompt, chain of thought prompting, and a lot of more. So these resources, you will be able to find these resources on description of this tutorial, and this Tabula is free. You can get your API key once you will sign up on there. LangGraph is also free, or LangSmith for you. You can just get your API key from settings. Whenever you will come over here, you can just create your API key and you can utilize that. Okay, and further if you want to see the traces, let me, if I can show you the current traces. Yeah, so hi, what is AI? And so let's open this trace, that how it has basically worked. So yeah, chatbot call tools, and in tools condition, it I need some expert guide. It queried to the human that I need some expert guide, and then human basically provided it more data, and then chatbot basically human assistance. This is where basically human provided more data, and then chatbot responded to the user, which is this. This is the final response. Now let's see how much tokens it consumed. It took 2 seconds to basically complete this query, and it utilized 143 tokens, and the cost of this the OpenAI API key was 0.00079. So yeah, this is the human in loop concept in LangGraph. If you need or if you have any confusion, you can just reach me out on comment on my YouTube video, or you can also reach me out on my LinkedIn. Thank you, and I will learn prompting in next lesson.